Good morning, traders. Welcome back to the Trader Bacon Show. Happy Monday. I am your host, Gates Adams, and it is so much fun for me to be back in here with you guys. Thanks for sharing some of your Monday morning with me. We've got an awesome show today. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. We've got some pretty cool things that I want to share with you guys. First and foremost, congratulations to Apex Trader Funding. Actually, I should say congratulations to the traders of Apex Trader Funding. Really, they're the winners here. Over $400 million in the hands of traders. And what an amazing milestone, and here we are on that downhill slide to 500 million, to $500 million. Man, what a great time it is to be a trader. I just, if you know my history, you know how meaningful it is to me to just have the ability to trade and not have that significant risk. So I think it just, what a great time to highlight that. So in celebration, 80% off any evaluations for a limited time. Make sure to take full advantage of that. There's a couple other key perks to the current promotion. I think it's $125 off. $125 lifetime fee for PAs, no matter what size. And so that's less or at the monthly rate. So take full advantage of that. It's a great time to get some evals, get started. We are going to be giving away 3 evaluations during the show as well. So make sure to fill out the form that's right there in the chat and get your shot at one of those. Now, on that note, I want to congratulate last week's winners. We have Pedros, we have Paul, and we have Nico. Congratulations to you guys. You should have already had those details in your inbox. And so keep an eye out. If you haven't seen that yet, make sure to check your spam folder. For the rest of you, make sure to fill out that form and have a shot at winning today's evals. So exciting day today. We're going to have some fun. I've got a great guest with you, Weiss of Blitz Trading Academy, Blitz Academy Trading. He's going to share some wisdom that he shares on his academy, on his training program. It's going to be some pretty exciting stuff and some great math and stats. I love it when traders are willing to share some stats with us. So let's welcome today Weiss on the Trader Bacon Show. Welcome to the Trader Bacon Show, where we showcase everyday traders that are getting funded, paid, and bringing home the bacon. Are you ready? Because the Trader Bacon Show starts right now. Weiss, good morning, man.
Good morning to you and everyone.
Hey, great to have you in here. I just want to let everybody know we've got you in on a hotel Wi-Fi connection. So we're going to cross our fingers and hope everything runs as smoothly as possible. But what's really cool is we can see already you've got some fans in the chat. So Weiss, best trader ever. I love it, man. I love it when you've got some fans in the chat sharing some of your history and some of the love, of course, that we love to spread around to successful traders, man. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today. I know you're out of town, and we're going to talk about that here a little bit later in the show because I think it's super cool. But let's talk a little bit about just kind of how you got started into the world of trading, man. How did this begin for you?
So I moved to the US 5 years back, and like everyone else in their teenage, I went to college. And so my cousins, they were pursuing computer science. So I just followed them. So 3, 4, 5 semesters go by, and I think that, no, this is not me. I don't want this. Then out of nowhere, I got into the world of trading and found Apex. And then that's how my journey started.
So how long had you been trading by the time you became, started working in the world of funding? Had you self-funded at that point, or were you like one of the fortunate few who started day one as a funded trader?
So I first started with options. I used to trade SPX options, and I made quite a good money with that. But then I learned about Apex and that I can have multiple PAs so that I can make more money risking less. And for the rules, because I think tough rules makes you a better trader. So that's when I went to Apex.
Well, let's talk about the rules a little bit because this is a hot topic everywhere. How is it that the rules have been beneficial to you? Just your particular thoughts on that.
To me, it's preserving my capital. So the 30% rule Apex brought in, it's been really helpful for me. And now I can get cash outs like every 10 days on average the stats I'm going to show you a little bit later.
Cool. I love it. Yeah, and I gotta, and I gotta say, I mean, when I first started to learn the basic fundamentals of trading, I've said this before, I'll say it again, but what I was taught as good risk management as a trader are the same as the rules that are in place with Apex. So to me, I think that it's look, if I know that I'm going to blow an account if I go too haywire on a single trade, it's going to keep me from going haywire on a single trade. I think that to me that's really the benefit there. So let's talk a little bit about that progression. So you went from options and you're trading SPX, so you went to futures. I'm presuming you went to ES directly. I mean, how was the transition for you? Did you have to learn new strategies, or was it pretty easy transitioning from options to futures in that arena? And I apologize for the lag, folks. We're doing our best.
For me, it was quite easy because options, so the options, they had all those Greeks, theta, and all those numbers. Those are really complicated. With futures, you just buy big sell, you can manage your risk with the ribbons. It's way easier.
That's awesome. Yeah, guys, I'm so sorry for the lag.
We're my first to NQ.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, so my strategy with ES was the 9 EMA. I used to play the bounces of 9 EMA in 1 minute candles, and then I shifted to NQ. But finally, my game changed when I shifted to GC, because I think it's the best instrument for beginners, as it moves really slow and it respects market structure.
I personally have never traded gold. I shouldn't say never. I've paper traded it a little bit, but it's never really sort of hit the radar for me. And I know that people who like it love it, and I have heard this before, and I think that this bears mentioning the fact that, of course, any market is key for you if it fits your style of trading. I think for me, I'm an NQ trader, so slow to me is painfully challenging to sit through, waiting for 3, 5, 10 ticks or whatever the case may be. Whereas, but it's also prone to wick out stops. We've seen this happen over and over and over again. The fast movement just sort of can get a little bit crazy, So the flip side, of course, is, it may move slow, gold may move slow, but when it respects that market structure, that creates a higher level of certainty for the trades. Is this something that you've really found as to why you lean towards that gold trade?
Yes, and the thing is, if gold keeps going towards a direction, it just keeps going. It doesn't wick you out. That's the best thing I love about it. The best part about trading gold.
I got to say, I mean, there is absolutely an appeal as I hear this. I'm not going to switch because I've got to say, I think the worst mistake that most traders make is they switch from one thing to another, the shiny object syndrome. And I guess gold is as shiny as they get. But I do know that a lot of traders are sort of looking for their niche, for what it is that really fits their particular personality. Now, if somebody is looking for something that, they've learned some price action, they've learned market structure, they've learned what levels should and shouldn't hold for one reason or another. And if they're looking for something that's that slow and steady, maybe gold is that good fit for them. Like I said, I haven't explored it enough to really have an opinion on it. But it sounds like, not just from you, but from some of these folks in the chat who obviously are big fans, that there's obviously a significant value when you hit that right sort of vibe, I guess, with it. So for you, in terms of your strategy, do you trade gold differently than you traded ES or NQ?
Yes, I do. So with gold, I use simple supply demand, and my secret sauce would be Renko bars. That's what changed my game.
Well, I'm excited to talk about this. I've not really done a whole lot of work with Renko bars. I'm not sure I really fully understand how they work. So why don't you walk us through some of the fundamentals, what a Renko bar is, how it works, and really what it is that you're looking for when you're looking to trade. We can take a look at some charts here and kind of discuss some of your best practices that you see, not just as a trader, but also as an educator, which we'll talk a little further on as well too.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. So like Renko bars they're not correlated to time or volume. It's just simple price action. As you can see in the if you can see the chart.
Okay. So tell us what we're looking at here. We can see the chart. Obviously, that's a lot smoother than a traditional chart, and I know that that's sort of part of the appeal. But what is it that you're seeing? What does this information to actually tell you?
So for example, bars, what do we look for? Reversals. So look, market be moving in a downtrend, and we see a reversal bar right here, green. So how you set it up is you pick the reversal size. So for me, 35 is perfect for gold. So I use that settings. And the basics of my trading is I'm just gonna look for supply demand, like where market bounced twice or thrice or four times. As for example, today, this is the highest point in GC. So I'm gonna see if market breaks this structure. If it breaks down here, I'm gonna go for a short. Or if I see another reversal bar coming up here, that's when I'm gonna go for long. So with Renko, there's no time. It's just a movement in price, straight price action. That's what I love about it.
So okay, so we're getting just that standard movement. So the way that you have your Renko bars set, what size is each candle?
For example, if I take a short, my target would size, and I trail my profits, as you can see here. So these are the supply demands that we look for when we trade Renko. It's pretty simple. You can see the bounces on and off.
So you're only looking for a reversal from a certain level where you've already seen price reverse.
So one example, a supply market broke through it, it reversed back, and there's the retest, another candle up. So I'm gonna go long here, and my stop's gonna be here. That's like 35 ticks, and I play till the next zone right here, and then I'm gonna like trail my profits.
So what's like an average risk to reward for you in a trade?
So my average is like 1 to 5, 1 to 4. Wow. But I secure my profits all the time. It's not always possible to get that. So yeah, I'll go to the lower time frame and just trail it. So when I show my Discord in the end, I'm gonna show you my best trend, the entries, because I have some pictures saved up.
Let's do it. Financial Blueprint says 1 to 2. I guess maybe that's a minimum. So let's okay. And unfortunately, I think that the screen share is going to sort of brutalize our conversation here a little bit. I know you wanted to share some of your stats, and maybe at some point we can have you back on when you're home and have you dig a little bit deeper into the charts and some of the stuff. I don't want to have a try to force a conversation in something that's pretty painful. But let's go ahead and pull up your stats, because I know there's a reason that you want to share this, is because not only, like I said, are you trading, but you're actually guiding other traders through this very, very challenging minefield of just, information, personal, discipline, and handling the reality of what trading looks like on a day-to-day basis. So share with us tell me a little bit about what we're looking at here on your chart, on your payout chart.
So I have 10 funded accounts with Apex, and this is my last 43 days trading stats. Okay. So if you see here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, just 5 loser days. And these are like payouts. I got 4 in total payouts and 5 loser days. I know that's hard to believe. If someone showed it to me, I wouldn't believe it myself, but that's me.
Well, and that's the thing. Look, I've run into traders who look. first of all, I've run into traders who make claims, but there's a little bit of a difference when you're showing, look, I mean, we can see what this chart looks like. I mean, this is pretty clear. And I think the point to this is not that you've had 5 losing days out of 43. I think that that's incredibly impressive. But the fact that you got to this point, here's the thing. Trading isn't easy, and you don't start off like learning a new strategy and having 5 losing days out of 43. This takes time to build and grow and develop into. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and pull off the screen share so we can just have a little bit more of a conversation, and we can include the chat. If you guys have some questions, we'll bring you guys in as well. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and throw this one out, and this is up to you to answer if you choose. But Ashu asks, how much are your average payouts? I love it when people say, tell me how much money you make.
Okay, so it's 20K per payout is what's average, but sometimes I do 10K as well. So 20, I'd say 20.
That's fair. Now let's talk a little bit about okay. So you look, we talked about the fact that yes, you've got 43 days, 5 losing days. How long at your current strategy did it take you to get to that level of efficiency?
It took me almost 4 months of practice. So I did not trade the funded accounts directly when I found that strategy. I back tested it. I was working on it all day, night to see how I can improve my entries, how I can better my stops. And then when I saw the results of the back test, that's when I executed it on my funded accounts.
Okay, so you spent 4 months doing some research. Now, look, 4 months is a long time. I know people who won't even paper trade for 4 months before they start trading, and
Right.
Yet you've got a new strategy. You're back testing. You're doing your research. You're doing your analysis. So once you went into actually trading the strategy, did you have to tweak it and adjust it as you went, or did you find that the back testing sort of optimized it and you started seeing these types of results right off the bat?
So I had to optimize a little. I know a little bit of coding myself, so
Okay.
I even created my own algorithm that you saw in the charts. So that helped me with the entries, and I did back testing. Ninja Trader has really nice optimized strategy that you can back test using different confluences. So that helped me a lot.
Sure, I love that. Look. This is if you guys watching aren't noticing this is a recurring theme. The people who come on the show that have consistent and sizable payouts that are making their living as traders, they're doing the things that everybody else isn't doing. They're taking more time to back test. They're reading, they're learning, they're continuing to grow. You don't hit payout status and decide that's it. I'm a professional trader now, right? It takes time to grow and develop, and there's constant movement in optimizing. Now, look, I can be one to say don't over optimize. I think there is a kind of a point where you kind of jump the shark and it's no longer of value. But what kind of work are you doing to turn this into a profession? What do you like? Do you keep your stats? Do you journal after every trade? Do you know what your business looks like? Because trading's a business. If you want to make money, you've got to treat it like a business, right? So what brought you down that road? Like did somebody teach you and guide you through the process of really just kind of doing that extra work? Or is this just like, hey, everybody says back test, I'm going to back test?
So I'm self-learned. I learned it all myself. I saw a lot of YouTube videos, and I followed a lot of good traders. And what I saw is it's all in the back test. Because if you see previous results, if you know how to manage risks using data, because it's all there in the chart, so you could just practice it and make it better to find what has been doing good for years. So yeah, I learned it myself, and I decided to find something that goes with my personality. And I would say any strategy works. You call about 200 SMA, you talk about RSI, you talk about Fibonacci. You just gotta stick to one. That's what beginners make mistakes with. One strategy doesn't work for 2 days and they shift to another one. So I think people just should stick to one, and it's gonna work out.
Yeah, I was kind of hinting at that a little bit ago because we look. I've been guilty of this myself. We tend to have the quote unquote shiny object syndrome where we're really drawn to somebody else is succeeding more than me, which means that I should do what they're doing versus perfecting what I'm doing, right? And I've done my share of bouncing. I know other traders have as well. And I think that that is a part of the process early on. Don't get me wrong. You've got to figure out what works for you. But once you land on something that makes sense to you, once you land on something that fits your personality, your risk tolerance, and all of these things, stick with it, because you're not going to be perfect the first time you trade it. You've got to sort of understand some of the nuance. And I don't care. Look, I spent a solid year plus looking for a strategy that was completely mechanical that I could do. And the reality is, I don't think that that truly exists. I think there's always going to be a level of discretion in trading, which means that's the part that you have to learn, not just by watching the video, but by executing, practicing, back testing, forward testing, doing all of the extra work. That's what's going to make you profitable. That's what's going to make you consistently grow and develop and basically come to this level as a trader. So let's talk a little bit about your academy. I think this is super cool. So you teach other people how to trade at this point, right?
Yes. So I live stream all my trades. Like past 3 months, I've been like live streaming all my entries. That's why I got a lot of fans. You see, they be commenting because they're making money with me too. So
okay, so I love that. I've got to make the comment here because look, a lot of people make a lot of claims, and again, when you talk about the stats, when you talk about showing that proof, you take it a step further. You let people watch you go through the process itself. What I'm looking for in an entry. Now, I guess people can follow you as if it's a sort of a signal, and depending on circumstances, there's obviously value in that. But how much of this time spent of streaming your trading do you go through the process of explaining your concepts and not just letting people follow your guidance, but sort of empowering them to learn how to trade themselves?
Right. So every trade that I take, I explain why I took it, and I put my target at a zone. I say why I put it there, even the stops, like why I put my stop at that place. And I talk about the market structure, what is been like today. Is it bullish or bearish? So I explain through everything so that they can learn. Because, hey, I might die in a car crash tomorrow. What's going to happen to my followers? Oh.
Don't say that, but you may get sick of streaming and you may just say, look, I'm having fun. I'm going to trade for 90 minutes a day and I'm going to go play. And that's, I think, hopefully a more pleasant scenario to look at. But you may not always be there on that stream. And so I think that when it comes to education and development of other traders, there really has to be that level of focus on that empowerment, right? Let's see here. Legend says Gold, Weiss, Renko, Blitz Academy, a great combination. Little word salad right there, but I think we get the point there. Weiss, bro, you are the chosen one for the beginners like me. Hats off to you. Leo is obviously a big fan and probably one of the newer folks that's watching you there. So clearly, again, we talk about the fact that, you're showing proof, you're showing the day-to-day activity. People can watch you do what it is that you do that leads to the payouts that we're talking about here, right? So if somebody wanted to sort of check you out, see what's going on in the world of Weiss and Blitz Academy trading, where do they find you online?
So they go to IG first, Instagram, Blitz Academy Trading, and in our bio we have the link to how to join our Discord, and it's totally free. We don't charge anything. And I can show you the screenshots, not the screenshots, my Discord where my P&Ls and everything are.
I love it. Look, nothing against people who charge for education, but I see this a lot in the world of trading. People just want to be a part of other people's success. It's one of the things that I love about the community of trading. And I talk about community a lot. I've said before, I think a lot of traders have more monitors than they have buddies that they can talk trading with. And I think that that's a mistake. And I think that we need to talk about this stuff. I think we need to get some of the frustrations out and celebrate the wins and just be a part of something. Back in the olden days, we had water cooler talk, right? In our traditional jobs that we used to go to, like even traditional jobs we don't go to anymore a lot of times. But we don't really have that in the world of trading. How much of that do you think is a factor for not just for you, but for some of the other people that are a part of your community?
So it's really important to be tied to a community because trading itself is really lonely,
Mhm.
like because when I used to trade by myself, I would trade like 1 30 hour one day. And sometimes I'd be looking at the charts for 5 hours constantly and no one to talk to. It gets boring at a point. So if you have community, it's not just enjoyable. You can get lots of values, teachings from them too. Like the person who commented here, Leo, he's a new member of our Discord, and he passed his evals in just 3 days. So he
Nice.
just doesn't copy
Congrats,
me.
Leo.
He texts me personally every day. He practices his trades and shows me, yo, am I doing it right or wrong? Just show me how to. And he has been looking at news. He's been sharing in general chat, like what news might affect us today. So everything, yeah, in total, it's really important to have a community. It's way
Well,
better
and
than
Ash,
trading by himself.
I love it. I love it. And Ashu asked, what's your YouTube channel so I can follow you? And I think Financial Blueprint has answered that. He doesn't have a YouTube. He live streams on Discord. So Ashu, follow him on Instagram at Blitz Academy Trading. And on his Instagram page, he has instructions on how to join his Discord. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what you just said here. Leo texts you every day. Um, I love this. Now, I'm going to tell you, we have a pretty big audience, not just live, but we have a bunch of people, like thousands of people who will come back after the show and watch the replay. And I hope that a ton of these people find you and follow you and have the opportunity to share some of their experience and their journey with you. I will say that texting every day has to have a limit, obviously. Respect waste wise time as hopefully the numbers start to come in. But I love that you're willing to do that. And I think that says a lot about who you are and the type of person that you are, not just as a trader, but in life. My hat's off to you, because I know one of the reasons that I love doing this show, look, I get paid to do the show, but and it's not a lot, but one of the reasons that I love doing this show is simply because I have the opportunity to have community with other traders. I have the opportunity to learn from other traders. And I also have the opportunity to bring insight and growth and wisdom to all of the people that have the opportunity to watch this show. And so when I hear traders that are just giving of their time so freely, it's very inspiring to me. I love it. It's part of why I do what I do. So I'm just going to thank you for everybody out there who gets a piece of you. Thanks for doing that, man.
Mhm.
All right. I want to talk about something super cool. You're in New York for a reason right now. Share with us what you're doing in New York.
Right. So Apex Money, it has allowed me to open up my new bakery with my partner. So we're opening up our new bakery here in West Village pretty soon. It's under construction right now.
Is it Blitz Bakery?
It's not. It's Brookies. It's
I'm sorry. Say
kind
the
of a
name again.
combination of brownie and cookies.
I'm sorry. Tell us the name again. I didn't quite catch it.
It's Brookies. Brookiez. Brookies.
Rookies. I love it, man. So brownies and cookies in New York. So you're like actually in the city, like in the heart of everything.
Right. We are.
So this is not a small operation out of the it's like out of the back of a little strip mall. I mean, you're in New York City. You've taken your Apex profits. Now I'm gonna look. Here's the thing. You're making from what we talked about, a pretty decent amount of money as a trader. So my guess is you're not doing this necessarily for the money. Like, the money's going to come, but you're not necessarily doing this for the money. I mean, is this like your dream? You wanted to have this bakery?
Yes, it was, because from my childhood, I've been a sweet tooth. I like sweet stuff. So, and I wanted to get involved in some physical businesses with the money, because trading, as I'm telling you, it's boring for me sometimes, because I'm like right now, mostly I get done in 30 minutes and I have nothing to do all day. So I thought of investing somewhere so that I can get myself involved in the physical world too.
Man, that to me is the epitome of what it is. I trade and I do a show for 30 minutes a week. I still work a lot of hours. I'm the type of person I can't just trade for 90 minutes and be done for the day. That's just not who and what I am. My wife is probably watching this and can attest to that. I'm obsessed with just growth and development and doing things that kind of touch my soul, so to speak. And I'm fortunate now in the time in my life where I'm in a position where I don't have to do things that don't interest me, that don't engage me. And I think that this is really a big part of what this world of trading is for. Some people just want to trade 90 minutes and be done and go play. That's not all of us, right? And so I love that you've taken this and you've fueled your childhood dream. I've got a sweet tooth too. Unfortunately, I'm gluten-free, so that sort of cuts into that a little bit. But I may not have the chance to taste one of your cookies unless you have an option. But I definitely would love to check out, the growth and development and see when you guys get this all put together. Do you have like an estimated opening date?
So it's going to be first week of March.
So we're almost there, man. Woo,
yes.
A few weeks away. Next time I'm in New York, I'm going to come check you guys out. Have a gluten-free option for me if you would.
Of course. It's on the house.
Oh, look at that, man. All right. Already getting perks. This is why I do the show. I do it for the perks. Listen, folks, this has been so much fun. I really had look. The lag was a little challenging, and I understand that. And we definitely want to try to minimize that, but sometimes we just can't help it. But I think it's a super cool reason. Weiss is in New York, putting the finishing touches on the new bakery, Brookie's. So go check it out if you happen to be in New York after the first week in March. Got to go check him out. Go check him out on Blitz Academy Trading on Instagram. Follow him on Discord. Watch that free live trading and see what's really leading him to the level of success that he's starting to see. For those of you out there, of course, if you have not done so, please make sure to fill out the form. Have a chance to win one of those valuations that we will be giving away today. As always, I'm running a little overtime, but again, don't forget 80% off any size evaluation. $125 PA fee for a lifetime. So no worries about those monthly fees on those PAs. Kind of takes the decision-making out of the mix there. Congratulations again to Apex on $400 million. Again, congratulations to the traders of Apex, $400 million in their pockets, a significant chunk in Weiss's. So thanks for sharing some of that with us today, man. Really appreciate you. We may have to have you on again at some point where we can get you on a better connection and talk a little bit more about those charts if you're up for that.
Of course.
Awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today. I want to let you guys know, no show next week. It's President's Day. Markets are, doing the early close thing. We tend to not do shows on those holidays. So I will see you guys back in 2 weeks. Don't miss it on the next episode of the Trader Bacon Show. Thanks for joining the Trader Bacon Show, where we showcase everyday traders that are getting funded, paid, and bringing home the bacon. Make sure to join us next time, Mondays at 11.